Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated. And we have the opportunity, the privilege, and the God assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience across the world, by way of this platform, which is known as Project 365. Well, today is what? October the 12th, and it is day number 285 of those 365 days that we are bringing you hope, encouragement, and inspiration. We have a wonderful guest for you today, but before we present her to you, please uh, be my friend. Be my friend. And the way I want you to be my friend is to become a part of this particular assignment, this God assignment, by going to our YouTube page and subscribing, liking, sharing. The messages that we bring to this platform, they are of the utmost importance for the lives that our people live, your family, my family, friends, and even some of the enemies that we all may have. But believe me, whoever I bring to this particular platform, they have a message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Well, today our guest is Sharon Jackson. She is going to share with us her experience with expectation, whether it's expectation of others, succeeding expectation, introspection, um, it's amazing how we sometimes try to prove ourselves to others. And we have to know who we are before we can do anything about proving ourselves to others. But the message that she has today is awesome. I spoke with her a little while ago, and I'm so grateful that she agreed to come and share that message with the world. So, Sharon, thank you so very much for accepting our invitation to come and share your truth on this platform, because I know there are thousands and thousands of people that have your experience, but they need some hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Thank you again, and the platform is yours.
Thank you, and thank you for having me, Miss Portia. It is certainly a pleasure to come here today. Um, I believe in signs, so I was attending a community festival, and I get nudged in the direction of your booth, and before I know it, my friend is signing me up to speak without me knowing what I was going to talk about. But I feel like the Lord definitely put on my heart that um, it was time to share a little bit about Sharon. I am a very outgoing person, but I don't share my personal stories as much. I've always had a resistance to feeling like I'm relying on a struggle story, and I don't ever want that to define me. But it doesn't define me. It is a part of what makes me who I am. Um, what has brought me this far. And recently, as I was doing some reflection and really counting my blessings in a time of frustration and feeling overwhelmed, I really had to acknowledge that I may not be where I want to be or thought I would be. Um, but I'm so far from where I originated and where I could have been. And that's sort of what I wanted to share today. I usually tell people I am second oldest of six uh, children, but in all actuality, I'm probably more so in the middle. I have a few older siblings that I've never met. I only know one of their names. Um, I was raised by my grandmother, who was her home was the true story of Big Mama's house, and she not only babysat everyone in the neighborhood, she took in all of the family children. As our family was touched by what I'll call the original drug pandemic, or the ones that people didn't want to talk about as much. So at one point in our three-story home on Cary Street, there were 11 children under the age of 18. in my grandmother's care. And I was second oldest. I was the enforcer. My older sister was more the second big mama. And together we sort of tried to be good examples and pave the way for those that were coming behind us. Um, and to the most part, I think I've done well. Uh, so I always loved school. I always loved learning. To this day, I believe that you can never stop learning. Um, I was always top of my class. I was always eager to go to school. Aside from chicken pox that messed up my perfect attendance record, I was there faithfully. I made it into Roland Park Middle School, citywide blue ribbon school. And those that raised me were very proud of me. And around that time in my 6th grade year, my biological mother decided that she wanted to come back and reestablish relationships. In that time, she came around Christmas. She was supposed to be taking me out shopping. She took us to her home with her boyfriend at the time, who definitely gave me bad vibes. She refused to take us home that night on Christmas Eve. It was a very traumatic experience. She, I think, had good intentions, just didn't go about this the right way. But it caused a complex in my life that I wasn't able to put my finger on for years. Between her coming and having that experience and finally returning us home the next day, she popped back up a couple of more times in the next coming months. And I developed a fear that at some point she would come along and she would permanently take me. And there was nothing that anyone can do because although my grandmother raised me, she did not have legal custody of me. And I became afraid to leave out of my front door. If you got me out the door, good job. I go on about my way. But oh, it was a struggle to get me out of my front door. And I began to go to school maybe 3 times a week. That was a good day, a good week, I'm sorry. Of course, that didn't work well at Roland Park. I was eventually sent back to my zone school, Harlem Park Elementary Middle, where again, I excelled somehow with me continuing throughout the rest of my undergrad to, not undergrad, but those next few years up until 10th grade, this continued where the first part of a semester of a school year, I was fine. When that holiday break came, around that same time when that moment happened, I began to struggle to go back to school the rest of that school year. But somehow, with all those challenges, I still was able to excel at Harlem Park. I eventually went to City. So again, I get back to another prestigious school, right? I'm trying to get back on my path. And again, life keeps happening. So by my 10th grade year, I sat down with my counselor and she was, look, Sharon, I really want you to succeed. In order to stay here, I would have needed to go to regular school, twilight school, and summer school to maintain my status at City. And I had to go sit down with my grandmother and family and at the age of 16, make a decision that I want to be great in life. I want to succeed in life. That was never an option to fail. I never wanted to be like some of the people in my neighborhood who it seemed like they woke up to come sit on their front. I always wanted more out of life. But the normal path was clearly not working for me. So I proactively asked my grandmother initially for permission, and then worked with my school counselor at City to find a GED program that not only would help me finish uh, obtaining my diploma, but would also try to get me into the workforce so that I can start the next chapter of my life. Um, we found a program that was actually through the city, Yo Baltimore, and at the time they gave a stipend to people that were attending to help discourage people from dropping out in order to go to work. Um, Coming from city and just having that knowledge behind me, they were ready to give me the GED test that day, but unfortunately I had to wait, I think 60 days to take it for some strange reason. So in that time, I began to excel even in that program, just trying to find things to do and ways to excel. Um, I assisted the teacher where I could. I joined a Skills USA trades program where I eventually went to win third place in the national competition for extemporaneous speech, which is coming up with a speech off the top of your head and making it flow uh, concisely and consistently. Um, and once I obtained my diploma, they immediately went to work to try to find me an internship that I could excel at. I should have been placed at the Airfo newspaper, and I was excited about that. But unfortunately, something happened with that, because God works in mysterious ways. So I was temporarily disappointed, but along came an opportunity to work in the city council's office. Um, so I go and I interview, and I'm nervous, and uh, I was given this opportunity to work in their youth and education division, just supporting that director there. But I was always looking for opportunities to grow. So I went from youth and opportunity to assisting the receptionist when she had breaks, and assisting in the scheduling office. And people were watching, and they saw my drive and my will to just try and exceed and do better. And um, when the then council president became mayor, I was offered a full-time position at the age of 18, making more than I think some of the people that helped to raise me. Um, and to say that I was amazed and thankful in that moment is an understatement. I had someone that portrayed themselves as a friend at that time say to me once very vehemently, I don't get it. I did everything right. Why are you in the mayor's office, and why are you succeeding in this way? And I'm like, I'm sorry. like my blessings are my blessings. And even then, I didn't realize just how far I had made it compared to, I guess, where I could have, would have, should have been. Because to me, I'm like, no, my elementary school best friend is introducing President Barack Obama. Like, I was on a path to greatness. And I felt like I had stumbling blocks that took me off of a trajectory that I should have been on. But nothing can deter what God has in store for you. So here I am. January will make 15 years with the city. I am on mayor number 5. I can say that at the age of 24, I was promoted to a supervisor in the mayor's office of constituent services, leading and the group of individuals that took complaints for all of the city agencies. I, at one point during a transition between mayors, became the youngest yet most senior person in my division, helping to train and onboard not only the people under me, but the people that would be over me, to learn our systems and some of our processes. When an opportunity became available, again, I was based off of work ethic and skills alone, not degrees or certifications or relationships, or pure drive and just hard work and people watching and knowing me and knowing my intention and my spirit, I was offered yet another opportunity to grow. I've now supported 2 deputy mayors directly. I have been able to work in so many different areas, from constituent services, which just, like I said, covers all city services and agencies, to supporting the deputy mayor that focus more on like housing and getting more involved in those things, moving on to public safety and the things that are affecting our communities here in the city. And I think a big part of my success has been not only supporting the person that sits in that chair, but just working hard for my city. I especially in my time in constituent services, I felt like that was my personal ministry or way to give back. I've always tried to stay focused on earning my blessings. And I felt like that was my way of earning my blessings. When I took that call from that senior citizen who I listened to for 45 minutes, who just really needed someone to talk to and empathize with them in their struggle, whether I was able to directly fix their problem or not, or just, offer them referrals or information. But I most days walked away feeling accomplished and feeling like I gave back, and that I did what I would want someone to do for me. And I think that has really been my personal key to success. I've looked around and I've seen people come and go that, at times maybe have been paid more than me with, less experience, or given opportunities, to promote and things that I maybe felt I could have also succeeded at. But again, what I try to remember and focus on is that what's for me is for me. I don't want their trials, tribulations, or the demons that come with whatever they got, and I'm sure they don't want mine. So, and it gets harder, especially in this digital age of getting stuck on Instagram and looking at other people's stories and things. And again, I want to travel more. You see everyone that's out and traveling the world. And I'm like, oh, what am I doing in life? I'm failing. And no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I often have to stop it and sit back and no, I'm not. I am doing so much more than a lot of others who have come from my West Baltimore community, from my little block on Cary and Mulberry. And there's still so much more left to go. And I definitely just wanted to come today and encourage people to continue to take baby steps towards whatever goal you have. Even if you don't even know what that goal is, just take baby steps towards learning more and being a better person, and the rest will work itself out. I didn't go, like I said, the traditional route of, finishing high school and going straight into college and then going, we took a little sidetrack, but we're getting there. And as many delays as I've had, I was delayed in obtaining my college degree because I think around that same 24, 25 age, I had to stop and become a foster parent for my younger sibling. Getting certified for that was a full-time, 3 days a week, several hours a day course for a couple of months. And then going and, of course, registering with social services and going through all those processes that they have. And I got to be a proud sister mama and say that my younger sister got her degree in her time with me. But I had to, take a step back and focus on trying to be, again, a good role model to her, focus on what's actually paying the bills, but also not being dissuaded by the fact that I didn't accomplish that when I wanted to accomplish that. Because I still have every opportunity to work towards that. And again, I've accomplished a lot more than I think a lot of people would have anticipated. I truly appreciate this opportunity. As I said, I don't share. And I was nervous about what rabbit hole I would go down as I tried to share, because I'm like, okay, we don't know where it's going to go. But I hope that in doing so, anyone that has felt derailed or dismayed by where they are in life, that this is a little nudge for you to refocus your energy. Pray about it. I know we call out to the Lord without thinking about it, for so many small things. And in church this past Sunday, the pastor spoke on not praying about material things, but really praying for a better relationship with God. And I have to say, in that moment, I felt comfortable in the fact that as much as I need him to provide for me, every time he does so, it brings me closer. It is building my relationship and my faith. And the times that I just knew that I would fail, or that the world was coming to an end, he has made so many ways. He has literally opened windows at times for me. And I am beyond thankful in that. I have to move in about 18 days. And I don't know where I'm moving, people. But guess what? There is no fear here. Because God got this. And I have been in worser time constraint situations, and has he provided? And it has been exactly what I needed in that moment. So even as I'm going through and I'm looking for places, and I'm getting disheartened by these people that seem to be a little discriminatory, or prices that are astronomical. Every time I think I get to a new bracket, it's like, nope, you're not where you want to be. You're not enough, because I want to be high, right? But none of that is dissuading the absolute faith that I have that this is all going to work out, and it's going to be for my betterment. And I hope that anyone within earshot of this, if you don't already, will eventually gain that level of faith moving forward in your life. It's a wonderful thing. It's scary at times, but it's a wonderful thing to, you know what, you got this. And good, better, and different, what's for me will be for me. So thank you.
What is for you, it is for you. No one else can get your blessings.
No one can deter them. No one can receive them. It's mine. It's all mine.
Yes, I love it. It's amazing. I would imagine that the way you grew up, the setting that you grew up in, what was thrown at you in life, people's expectation of you was probably, she's coming from a broken home. Mm-hmm. She's probably going to fail at some point in her life. She's going to fail, because that's what statistics say. Mm-hmm. But you prove them wrong. It is such an encouragement for you to share, because like I said earlier, there are thousands and thousands of young ladies, let alone those that are in an older generation slot, but those that are your age and your generation, many have come through that, but they have not succeeded in the manner in which you have. So again, another blessing that's counted, another blessing to give God glory for. The what you shared about your mom wanting to re-enter into your life. Again, it was so many things that you said that I can see scenarios of individuals who need to hear this message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration, because the fact of the matter is, if God did it for you, he can do it for them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't where it was just handed to you. You work hard for it.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
work hard for it.
could have easily, sat back and woe is me and um been on a very different path. But um no, I got myself up. I walked down to downtown to the library or weekends just because like I found youth programs to join and speak out long before actually working for politics. Who knew? So no, I've tried to be a self-starter. There was a saying on one of my grandmother's favorite shows, Good Old Walker, Texas Ranger, that always stuck with me. Someone that was playing the lottery. I'm sorry, he was praying every day to win the lottery, but never played it. And the message was God helps those that help themselves. And that has stuck with me from sitting there watching that as a young child. That even as much as I have tremendous faith in him, I have to also do my part. So I pray about it and then I try to do my part, and I know he has the rest.
That is so true.
And that's all you can do. So
You're absolutely right. One of the other things that you said was to you, when you have to identify what holds you back, and actually face it. And I'm more so thinking about what you said about when your mom came back into your life and some things that transpired there. But you don't usually talk about what we just shared today. But when you actually embraced it, it's nothing holding you back now. You go for it. There are many that need to hear about your experience, how you got through it, what you did to get through, how you work hard to get to where you are. It's not where someone handed you anything. You work hard for what you had and you excelled in chaos. Those are 11 children. Lord, I have two,
yeah.
and one of them is like four in one, and then the other two in one. That's enough. But when you also had the heart for it. Evidently, God had equipped you for the work that was ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then not to be bitter that you had to stop school and be a mom, or take care of your siblings. And believe me, when you take care of other people, God will definitely take care of you, whether it's blood or someone that's not related to you. He will definitely take care of you because you're God's children. They're your family, and family is always a part of you, no matter what. They're always good, bad, or indifferent. They're a part of you in your highs and in your lows. He's right there. And then also when you talked about how you had to get your GED, that is amazing. Definitely amazing. You were so persistent. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gotta be you to, to to make it in a struggling atmosphere. And I think a good part of what helped me may have been all those 11 children. Having that tribe um so close and not I think it contributed to me maybe not being as influenced by what was going on in my outside world. Um I maybe didn't pick up some of the negative traits and things of some of those in my community and around me because I didn't have to go play with, the the little bad boy down the street, or those that were getting into mischief around the corner. I had enough people to play with right there in my home, stay in my bubble. And I think on the back end, it probably helped.
I'm sure Big Mama's house, that was, you didn't do everything you wanted to do.
No,
it was pretty much, you had some structure there.
Yes, and as I said, a lot of it was me helping to instill the structure. So of course, I had my aunt and uncle that were also helping, my grandmother. But yeah, when they had to go to work, my grandmother had bad arthritis. She couldn't get up and chase some of the younger ones. So here's Sharon to the rescue. Now I'm about 5'2 3/4. So it might have been a little bit of Napoleon complex there that had me, running around trying to be Billy Bad one. But it was always with love. And I think that even helped me not to go out and seek love in some of the wrong places, or chase after things too fast. I never was in a hurry to have children. I still to this day don't have them. One day, but not in a hurry, because I helped raise enough. Yes. I know they're not all fun and games. I definitely feel like I got that experience, and I know there's so much more that you may want to do before getting to that stage in life. So yes, things that at the time may seem like a struggle or a hindrance or a source of frustration definitely have a way of working out in your favor, I think.
Definitely so. The introspection, expectations, success, excelling, all of that, we see that in you. And we're grateful to God. Even individuals that may not know you, have never met you, first time seeing you, but you're an inspiration to other young ladies, not just young ladies, the individuals that are older than you, the senior citizens. For every message that we bring to this platform, there is some type of message that you can glean. You can get some type of message from what we bring, and we're grateful to God. Now, at first, you were somewhat little hesitant to share about who Sharon Jackson is, or what was and is. How do you feel that you actually came to the platform to share, and now you've already empowered so many other people? How do you feel?
Oh, great, and I truly do thank you for this opportunity. I think those that politely nudged me to step up and do this. Don't worry, his turn is coming next. I'm gonna catch you later, and he needs to be in one of these remaining days of this 365-day cycle. Because I think he too has a wonderful story to share. But
return the nudge.
Good. No, I do thank you, and I do feel more empowered to go on and continue to live my truth, and put my story out there. Why not?
Yes, definitely. And I'm so serious to the fact that there are so many that have gone through what you've experienced in life thus far, but have given up, and they need someone like a Sharon Jackson to come and say, sweetheart, you don't have to stay there. Keep working one step at a time. You can do this. Especially if you have that drive like you had. If you have that drive, you may not get there as quickly as they get there, but you will get there.
You'll get there.
On audience, don't forget, Takira and I always say, share this with someone. Someone needs to hear Sharon's message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Well, we're going to leave you for today. And I know, with no need of saying, I hope this message encouraged your heart. I know it did. I know it did, because that's the way God works. We don't bring people to this platform just to talk. No, it's purpose. is very purposeful, and we're grateful to God to be his instruments to do so. Well, we're going to leave you for today. Don't forget, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, tag, like, comment, all of that, because this message and the other 284 go across the world. And you are a part of our team to help us to do that. Well, thanks again, Sharon, and we shall see you around, and we will see our audience on tomorrow again at 1 p.m. Bye-bye.